Hey everyone, welcome to the first actual gameplay of Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos Joey the Passion. So really excited to actually finally jump into this and actually play some games. In our first video, we went through the actual deck of what they'll be playing with. So if you want to see what deck we're playing with, it's not the best deck. That's the whole purpose of this game though, is to collect cards. So they don't really give you the best cards to start. But if you want to see that, please watch that beforehand. Real quick, just a little PSA here too, since I mentioned it in that initial video, and if you haven't watched it, I will just say it here too. Purpose of the series is to collect every single card that is given to us in the Power of Chaos Joey the Passion set. So you can see here we have 37 out of 350 with our initial, what was given to us, that's 10.5%. So we are going to try to fill all 7 of these pages with cards. And then also I did mention this in the previous video, but again, just in case anyone didn't watch it, because it is only a deck run through. This is the third game of the series. So Joey the Passion is third. Number 1 is Yugi the Destiny, and number 2 is Kaiba the Revenge. I am working backwards, and I am working backwards with a purpose in mind. And that really has to do with the card list that we just kind of saw here. Each game comes with its own unique card list, but those cards are transferable to the next set if you go in order. So if you played Yugi the Destiny, you could transfer your cards to Kaiba the Revenge, and then you could transfer what you have in Kaiba the Revenge to Joey the Passion. I don't want to do that. I want to use the cards and create decks that are unique to each game, so it feels a little more structured that way. So that's why we're going backwards. And yeah, that's it. I thank you guys for being here and enjoying this journey, and let's get into it. So we got the duel mode here. If you know anything about this game, and again, it's been like 10 years since I played this game, so if I'm messing up or saying anything wrong, by all means correct me in the comments. There's a single duel, match duel. Single duel, you play 1 duel and you can win 1 card. Match duel, it's the best 2 out of 3 and you can win 3. Because the purpose of this game is to win, is to complete the card list, we're mainly going to be focusing on match duel unless there's a time limit or something. So let's jump into it. All right, we're going second. So Joey's going to start. All right, so that is going to discard 2 cards from my hand. So that's not going to let me tell you what we have here. So he gets to pick one. I get to pick one. I'm going to take Magical Jammer. I'll explain what's going on here too.
Just go along and set this card here. Let me give you a little hint. You better be careful because this card's a trap.
All right, so Joey's got a monster in defense position. For those of you new to Yu-Gi-Oh, you put it in attack or defense. This is the standard structure for defense, and he's also got a card face down, which could be a magic or trap card. It's probably a trap card because the computer usually doesn't play magic cards face down. So we had our draw. What he did do, and if you haven't watched my original video, I like to discuss everything that's going on so you guys learn the cards just like I learned the cards. So he played a spell card. It's called Diligent Duo. So what this says is pay 1,000 life points and you randomly select and discard 1 card from your opponent's hand, and then your opponent then selects and discards another card from his hand. Very, very powerful card because it burns cards, which is what you need to win this game. So he... Can I get out of this? There we go. He randomly selected my Tiger Axe, which is just a normal 4-star monster with 1,300 attack and 1,100 defense. And I decided to get rid of Magic Jammer. It allows me to discard 1 card from my hand to the graveyard to negate the activation of a spell card, destroy it. That's a pretty good card, but like what I had in my hand is better. Let's go through what we have in our hands. So we have Magical Cylinders. This negates the attack of one of your opponent's monsters and inflicts direct damage equals to the attack of monster's attack to your opponent's life points. Very powerful card. We also have Torrential Tribute, which you can activate this card when a monster is summoned, including flip summon or special summon, destroy all monsters on the field. Also very powerful. We just picked up Harpy's Feathers Duster, which would destroy all your opponent's spell and trap cards on the field. So that's this section. He's only got 1, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. Probably not going to play that. And our only monster is Zombra the Dark, and this card cannot attack a player directly, but each time this card destroys a monster in battle, its attack points are decreased by 200. It's got 2,100 attack, 500 defense. It's a 4-star, so it doesn't require any tribute. Because it's our only monster, we are gonna summon it. And he's got some trap here, torrential tribute, what I just had. So he destroyed his own island turtle. Honestly, I'm not upset about that. Island turtle is a monster that's pretty powerful with 1100 attack and 2000 defense. So that would have been a pain to deal with. Zombra would have destroyed it, but hey, I'm okay with him burning such a powerful card right now. All right, so I'm gonna put my own torrential tribute down. Because if he's definitely gonna summon something next turn is my thought process here, and depending on what it is, we'll see if I want to destroy it and use the torrential tribute or not. So end my turn, and let's see what Joey does here. Monster defense. Don't need to worry about my torrential tribute. All right, we just picked up chain destruction. I think I did not save my deck. Initial deck from the first go around, so I got to go look at that because I'm pretty sure I burned this card out of the deck because I didn't want it. It's a bad card in my opinion. But what it does is you can activate this card when a monster with an attack of 2,000 points or less is summoned, including special summon. This monster is not destroyed, but all the monster cards of the same name in the summoning player's hand or deck are destroyed. The summoning player's deck is then shuffled. So. Not a card I really like. It has benefits when you're trying to get rid of like multiple copies, but again, not something I'm really focused on. We're gonna put it down just to put it down. Why not? Let's see what he does here. He's really going with the defense here. And another card down makes me want to consider using Harpy's Feather Duster. Mystical Space Typhoon would also get rid of one of those. Because I don't have any monsters currently, I don't really feel the need to use Harpy's Feather Duster because I can't attack, right? So why burn all his magic and trap cards right now when I can't actually do anything? And I still have Torrential Tribute as a defense here for when he does finally get a monster on the field. So don't see the need to do that. We're just gonna let it roll and see what happens. All right, so he just flip summoned a 4-star Ladybug of Doom, and that reads as destroy all face-up level 4 monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Don't have any of those. It looks like he's going for the life points, so we're gonna hold on that. It's only an 800. Tornado Bird. All right, returns 2 spell or trap cards on the field to the hands of your opponent. So he is trying to get rid of my 2 cards that have face down. I can activate Torrential Tribute before that goes off, and I'm gonna do that just to get rid of these 2 cards because why not? We'll get rid of those 2 cards. That way I don't have to worry about them. I don't lose anything that way. And he's got another card face down. So Harpy's Feather Duster is looking really good right now. All right, finally got a monster, Axe Raider. So 4-star monster with 1700 attack. So I can get to his life points directly because nothing's blocking that, assuming none of these cards actually stop me from doing that. But to make sure that doesn't happen, we are going to play the Harpy's Feather Duster just to get rid of whatever he's got there. And let's take a look at what we actually destroyed. Looks like we got rid of some pretty good stuff. First, we got rid of Mystical Space Typhoon, which would allow him to destroy one of my spell or trap cards, so that's good. Then we got Forced Requisition. You can activate this card when you discard from your hand. Every time you discard from your hand, your opponent must also discard the same number of cards from your hand. So, whatever kind of card. And Ceasefire. Flip all face-down monster cards on the field. Oops, sorry about that. Flip all face-down monster cards on your field face up. Flip effects are not activated, and inflict 500 points of direct damage of your opponent's life points for each monster, each effect monster card on the field. So don't have to worry about that either. He probably would have activated that with the Tornado and the 4-star Ladybug, and I would have lost a couple more life points. So we're going to put Magical Cylinder down just to protect us a little bit, and we're going to actually summon the Axe Raider, like we talked about. And he's wide open. He's got 7,000 life points, and just in case you wanted to see that, we didn't really discuss that, but he's got 7,000 life points. I got 8,000. We're going to attack him directly now.
Not too shabby, but you ain't gonna beat me with those lame attacks.
Down to 53, which is what we want. Let's complete our turn there. We're looking good. He's got only 2 cards. I got a monster. He's got nothing on the field. So it's going to be another opportunity to hit him pretty hard. Well, I got Gadget Soldier, which is a 6-star monster with an 1800 attack and a 2000 defense. It does require a tribute. Because it's the only monster I have, and it is higher than the 1700 Axe Raider, I am just going to make the tribute now. Why not? Get an extra 100 points of damage on his life points. I might as well use my card opportunity to get a monster on the field. So we will attack him directly now. Alright, he's down to 3,500. Oh yeah, the music changes when you get down to a certain level of life points. See, some stuff that you forget when you haven't played a game in like 10 freaking years. Alright, this is good. No monsters for him. He's only got 3,500. And there's Gemini Elf. Very, very strong 4-star monster. Probably, back in the day, probably the best 4-star normal monster. So, 1,900 attack, 900 defense. So no tribute needed. It's even, you can just tell right here, this required my tribute, and it says an 1,800 attack. This requires no tribute, and it's got 1,900 attack. So pretty damn good. Let's burn him now. And that's our first win of the entire series. Well, happy the first game of the entire series was a win. It is a best 2 out of 3, like we talked about. So we do have to win one more. Yeah, I totally didn't save the deck here. I'm going to do that afterwards. We'll just play with this deck, but there are a bunch of bad cards in here that I don't want to be in here. So apologies on that if you did watch deck construction. So when you win, you don't get to decide what turn you go next. The person who did win has to let the other person decide. So he's letting us go second. That's going to be a pain. That is a very strong monster. So let's go over what that is. Although I do have resources, I can tell in my hand to deal with it. So Panther Warrior. This card cannot attack unless you offer one monster on the field as a tribute. So it's a 4-star monster with a 2,000 attack and a 1,600 defense. So really, really high. And if you did watch deck construction, you know what I said, which is basically anything over 1,900 as a non-tribute monster comes with a negative effect. And this is that negative effect. You do have to tribute. But hey, it's a wall. Like, you can put this card out here with 2,000 and feel pretty confident that nothing's going to happen to it, even if you don't have the tributed materials to attack. Unfortunately for him, I do have something, and if you know what it is, you'll see it. But let's go through what we have. Tribute to the Doom, one of my favorite cards of all time, which if you all know from the deck construction video. So this card allows me to discard one card from my hand to the graveyard and destroy one monster card on the field. So I could use this. I could discard and get rid of that Panther Warrior, but don't necessarily need to. Also have the Axe Raider from the first video, 4-star monster, 1,700 attack and 1,150 defense. Island Turtle, really, really good defensive tool, 4-star monster with 1,100 attack and 2,000 defense. This is what I'm thinking I'm going to use just to get rid of the Panther Warrior. We got Goblin Attack Force, 2,300 attack, 0 defense. Again, anything over 1,900 as a non-tributed monster comes with that negative effect, and it does have a very bad negative effect, which is when this card attacks, it is changed to defense position at the end of the battle phase. This position cannot be changed during your next turn. So we're going to attack this This is what I'm going to do. Like, I'm just going to be frank right now. We're going to use the Goblin Attack Force, get rid of the Panther Warrior. He'll take 300 damage life points. This will go into defense position and it'll probably get destroyed. But I think it's worth it because if we leave that Panther Warrior on the field, he's probably going to tribute it for something much stronger. So we'll get rid of that. We also have the Headless Knight, which is a 4-star normal monster with 1,450 attack and 1,700 defense. And finally, we have the Alligator Sword that has 1,500 attack and 1,200 defense. So we'll do what I just said. We're going to bring on the Goblin Attack Force. And we will destroy the Panther Warrior here. Get rid of that card. Don't want it on the field. He can't use it for tribute fodder. And we're done. And unfortunately, Goblin Attack Force goes into defense position. And that's what I was talking about. So now it's a 0 defense. It's going to get destroyed. And by Gearfried the Iron Knight.
So good to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Monster reborn!
Well, Panther Warrior is coming on back. So we'll go through what his actions are once his turn is over. And I'm going to be down to 6,000. But at least he had to tribute his Geofrey the Iron Knight. Alright, so what just happened? Well, first he summoned his Geofrey the Iron Knight, which is a 4-star effect monster with 1800 attack. That's very good, and for this format, and 1600 defense. And any equip card this card is equipped with is automatically destroyed. So you can't equip anything to increase its like power. Geofrey the Iron Knight, or like use Call of the Haunted to bring it back. Monster Reborn. Select one monster card from either of your opponent or your own graveyard and place it on the field under your control and attack or defense position. This is considered a special summon. So he brought back his Panther Warrior. He summoned Geofrey the Iron Knight. He used Geofrey to attack my Goblin attack force, which brought it down. Again, it was at 0 defense. And then he used the Panther Warrior, which requires a tribute, which he tributed Geofrey the Iron Knight to attack my life points directly. So we're still in the situation of having to deal with the Panther Warrior. We picked up Slot Machine. This is a really crappy card, and again, I regret not saving the deck progress that we did yesterday. I really hate this card. It is a 7-star monster, which means it requires 2 tributes with a 2,000 attack and a 2,300 defense. And when you have things that require no tribute, even with negative effects, like Panther Warrior, Goblin attack force, and you have something this bad, it doesn't need to be in the deck. So we're going to get rid of that as soon as we can. I am going to get rid of this Panther Warrior because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want him to accidentally have it on the field and tribute it, and it's just going to be a pain. So I am finally going to use the Tributes of the Dooms. So I am going to have to get rid of something in my hand. Let's get rid of the Slot Machine. Again, I don't like that card. And now we can destroy 1 card on the field. We will get rid of his Panther Warrior. Now it's a free range at his life points. So Axe Raider is our highest attacking monster at 1,700 attack. So we will summon that. And we will attack.
Not good shit. But you ain't gonna beat me with those lame attacks.
Alright, we're both at 6,000. And I feel like we're in a good position right now with a monster on the field with 1,700. We don't know what he has, but hey, we're doing okay. Alright, we're not doing okay. Harpy's Brother. That is a pretty good 4-star monster. So Harpy's Brother is a 4-star monster with 1,800 attack and 600 defense. That 1,800 attack, again, is high for the series. We just picked up Call of the Haunted. It is a continuous trap card that reads, select one monster from your graveyard and special summon it in face-up attack position. When this card is destroyed or removed from the field, the summoned monster is destroyed. If the summoned monster is destroyed, this card is also destroyed. So that will allow us to bring something back from our graveyard. We do have some pretty good options, right? We do have the Goblin attack force and even now Slot Machine. Slot Machine has a no tribute. I'll take the 2,000 attack with no negative impact. So now that it's in there, we're going to throw that down. Because we're staring at something with an 1,800 attack, the only thing I really have that will block that is the Island Turtle with a 2,000 defense. So instead of summoning, we are going to set. So set means defense. We will throw that into the defense position, and we will hope and pray that he doesn't tribute the Harpy's Brother for something that has higher than a 2,000 attack. Don't need to activate Call of the Haunted now. Baby Dragon. 1,200 attack, 700 defense. Don't need to worry about that. He's using his Baby Dragon to attack the Island Turtle, and he's gonna take 800 life points as a result of that. All right, we got our own Baby Dragon. So I could use Call of the Haunted right now to get rid of the Harpy's Brother. Get rid of the Baby's Dragon with something in my hand and attack him directly. Is it worth it? I think it is. I think it is. We're early enough in the series, which I don't think he has that many powerful cards because we don't have that many powerful cards. So what I am going to do is I am going to activate Call of the Haunted, and I am going to allow to pick one of my monsters in my graveyard and bring it back up into attack position. Bring it back to the field attack position. Now, we have Goblin's Attack Force, 2,300. That is our strongest monster in the graveyard. But again, that negative effect of allowing it to go into defense position with 0, it's just gonna get destroyed. So I think I am gonna take the Slot Machine. It has lower attack at 2,000, but I don't have to deal with that negative effect. So we are going to take the slot machine. That will help us get rid of the Harpy's brother. I am going to switch the Island Turtle into attack mode with 1100 attack, so I can burn him directly. And we are going to bring Alligator Sword, because that is the next highest attack monster we have with 1500, onto the field. So we will use the Alligator Sword to kill the baby dragon. Fusion materials, right? If we had polymerization and we had that baby dragon. We will use the slot machine to kill the Harpy's brother. And now I can burn him for 1100 directly with the Island Turtle. So that will bring him down to 3600. We have 5900. Let's see what he does. He's in a pickle. I got 3 monsters. I could probably maybe kill him next turn if he doesn't have anything. Well, he's got something. That's a problem. He's going to take the slot machine. Will he tribute it? Yes, he will. Oh, fuck. That's a big problem. All right, the whole the whole direction of this game just changed, and I think I'm gonna maybe lose here. That's a hard card. That is probably the best one tribute monster you can have. So let's go over what that is. I would love to have that card right now. So Jinjo, it's a 6-star monster, only requires 1 tribute, and it has 24 attack. So we just talked about slot machine only having 2000, and that's a 2 tribute. This is a 1 tribute for 24, but this is one of the best effects in the early game. As long as this card remains face up in the field, all trap cards cannot be activated. The effects of all face up trap cards are also negated. I am in a very bad pickle. I cannot use trap cards against this thing to destroy it, and it's got 2400 attack. I need a magic card. I need like my own Change of Heart, really. I'm trying to think what we have in the deck. That's probably it. I think Change of Heart is is gonna be our saving grace. Can we draw Change of Heart before we lose all 4600 of our life points? I don't think so, but hey, we'll see what happens. All right, because I know I'm gonna lose some monsters, I'm gonna put the baby dragon in defense position. Gonna put the Alligator Sword in defense position. I'm gonna pray that he doesn't have any more monsters and I can hold up a defense for a little bit. If he plays another monster right now, I'm probably gonna lose it. Nothing I can do. All right, he has no more monster. That's really good in our case. He probably got a bunch of tributes in his hand, so at least I can protect my life points for one more turn. Oh, interesting. I don't know why he did that and didn't play Karate Man before. That's an interesting move by the computer. I'm not sure why he didn't do that to try to get rid of... I do have a monster that can save us here, this Penguin Soldier. So we're back in it, guys, but let's talk about what he just did. Karate Man. Once per turn, the original attack of this card can be doubled. When the effect is applied, the card is immediately destroyed at the end of the turn. So you can have a 1000 attack and a 1000 defense monster, 3-star, go up to 2000, which is pretty good in my opinion. I don't know why he didn't just summon that and attack my baby dragon, but interesting. We know that he can't play any trap cards because Jinzo's effect is in play, so we're not too worried about that. Thank God for Penguin Soldier. So Penguin Soldier is a 2-star monster with 750 attack and 500 defense. You're not using it for that. You're using it for its effect. You can return up to 2 monster cards from the field to your owner's hand. So because Jinjo has to be tributed, this is how I'm going to get Jinjo back into his hand and not hopefully back onto the field. So we're going to set this into defense position. I'm going to flip the baby dragon into attack position because I don't want the Karate Man to be on the field. I want him to focus on hopefully destroying this baby dragon so I can keep Penguin Soldier alive just in case I need to use it again if Jinzo gets back on the field. So we're going to get rid of that. I know I'm going to take a hit when he uses Jinzo to attack my baby dragon, 2400 to 1200, but nothing I can do there. Hopefully he doesn't have another monster. Good. He's going to attack the baby dragon. Good. That's what we want. We'll lose the 1200. Necessary sacrifice. We're both at 3400. It's weird that he keeps doing that. I don't understand the logic, but we'll not focus on that and deal with whatever we got to deal. So, okay. I am going to first get a monster on the field. And the reason I'm going to get a monster on the field first has to do with Jinjo itself. I think this is a trap card. And as a trap card, if I were to flip the Penguin Soldier and use its effect first, and Jinjo goes back to his hand, whatever trap card that is, like if it's a trap hole or something of that nature, which I don't even think trap hole's in this game. I know it's in the first game, but I don't think it's in this one. Would allow him to use it, and I don't want him to destroy whatever monster I'm about to play. So we're gonna summon the Headless Knight with 1,450 attack and 1,700 defense. So we're gonna take that first. Then we're gonna flip Penguin Soldier to allow us to return 2 monster cards to the owner's hand. So yes, we want to do that. We're going to take Jinzo first. So go back to your hand. Hopefully he doesn't. And we're going to say, yes, we want another one. And I'm going to actually choose my own Penguin Soldier. The reason for that is now that Penguin Soldier has already been flipped, its effect is no longer good and it can't be used. But if I return the Penguin Soldier back to my hand, I can use it again in case Jinzo gets back onto the field. So we're going to return my own Penguin Soldier. Maybe seems counterproductive, but it's a good defense just in case that Jinzo somehow makes it back on the field. And we'll use the Headless Knight to attack whatever he's got. All right, 4-star Ladybug of Doom. We talked about that in the first duel. It does destroy all face-up 4-star monsters, so I do lose my Headless Knight, but hey, he doesn't have a way to get Jinzo on the field right now, and I'm happy about that, because that is a card that is very hard to deal with. What has he got? Mystical Speed. It's a dumb move. That's just the computer being the computer. That destroys 1 spell or trap card on the field. Call of Haunted wasn't doing anything there, so I'm not sure what the purpose of that was, but hey. All right. So our next highest attack monster is the Baby Dragon at 1,200. But we also have, we just drew the Witch of the Black Forest, which is when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, move 1 monster with a defense of 1,500 or less from your deck to your hand, and your deck is then shuffled. So we'll just take the Baby Dragon. I don't really think I need to use Witch of the Black Forest right now. We'll take the additional 100 attack points that the Baby Dragon offers, unless he does, like I said, I thought that was a trap card that could destroy us. That's why I got the Headless Knight on the field first, before I returned Jinzo. So, Torrential Tribute from the first duel. You can activate this card when a monster is summoned, including Flip Summon and Special Summon, destroy all monsters in the field. Hey, I'm happy with that. He got rid of a stupid little Baby Dragon. Nothing, I don't need, not a good card. And yes, I'm open for an attack, but for him to burn such a powerful trap card on a Baby Dragon, I'll take it. So he definitely has some tribute cards in his hand, one of them being Jinzo. I wonder what those other 2 are. He's playing another card face down. We just drew Tigerax. It's a 4-star monster with 1,300 attack and 1,100 defense. So we will try to attack him directly using the Tigerax. Didn't use that trap card, so we'll see what this does. All right, good.
Not too shit, but you ain't gonna beat me with those lame attacks.
We'll take that. He's down to 2,100 life points. Grave Robber. Is that Grave Robber? That is Grave Robber. All right. Let's see what he's taking. Tribute to the Doom. Smart. All right. We'll explain what's going on here once all this is done. So he just killed himself, honestly. I don't understand the logic here, but let's talk about it. I think this is the early game play, so the computer is not playing optimally, so that helps us in that regards. But what did he do? Well, he played a trap card called Grave Robber. And how Grave Robber works is you select 1 spell card from your opponent's graveyard. You can use it as your own spell card in your hand until the end of this turn. If you activate it, you take 2,000 points of damage. So that's why he went from 2,100 down to 100. He took my Tribute to the Doomed. He discarded 1 card, which is Cyber Tech Alligator. So we were right, he did have other tribute cards in his hand. In this format, this is the best 1-star tribute monster, or 1 tribute monster. It is a 2,500 attack monster with 1,600 defense. So 2,500 is very, very high for this format as a single tribute monster. That is a card we want in our deck. He did that to get rid of my Tigerax, which was dumb, in my opinion, because he didn't play any other monsters, because he didn't have any, and he's only at 100 attack. So we will summon that Witch of the Black Forest with 1,100 attack, and we will attack him directly and win this duel. And there we go. We won the best 2 out of 3, and we will be winning 3 cards and hopefully making our deck a lot stronger. What did we win? Ah, some good cards, actually. Blastsphere, I love that card. Dark Zebra is an card, but it can work. And Forest. We will go through what those cards are in the deck preview section.
But I'm never gonna quit as long as I got my whole future ahead of me.
So let's do that. Let's go to deck construction and let's see what we just won. So first things first, Blastsphere. I love this card. It is a 4-star monster with 1400 attack and 1400 defense, but its effect is what makes it so valuable. When your opponent attacks this monster in face-down defense position, this card is treated as an equip card and is used to equip the attacking monster. Damage is not calculated. This equipped monster and this card are destroyed during your opponent's next standby phase. Your opponent then receives direct damage equal to the equipped monster's attack. So, first off the bat, the first part of this effect is really, really good. It just stops an attack. So, your opponent is attacking, I don't know, it has a 2600 attack monster and it's attacking you. It just stops it. Like, you don't have to deal, you don't get direct damage, you don't lose anything as a result. And this card will then equip to it. And then 2 turns later, it basically blows up and he not only loses that monster, but he gets direct damage equal to the monster's attack. Love this card as a defensive strategy against things that you can't actually handle. Like, this would have been great for Jinzo, right? We could have used that for Jinzo. So that is definitely going into our deck. We will take that. The next card that we got is Dark Zebra. Dark Zebra is a 4-star monster with 1800 attack and 400 defense, and its effect reads as this. If this is the only card in your control during your standby phase, it's automatically placed in defense position. You cannot change the position of this card during the same turn. So you could go from like an 1800 attack, which is high again for this format, to 400 defense, because if it's the only card you can control. So it's good for the 1800 attack, but again, the effect makes it very bad. We are going to take it though, because we do have a very weak deck and we need better cards, and that will do it. And then we also got a spell card, Forest. Increase the attack and defense of all insect, beast, plant, and beast warrior type monsters by 200. It's an original card from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Legend of Blue Eyes release, and it's not that good. Field spells are not really my cup of tea. We do have a very weak deck, so we can quickly just see what we have in terms of if we do have any really insect, beast, plant, or beast warrior. I did attribute. I probably want type. So, dragon, we got some fiends, pyro, rock, machine. There's some beasts. So it would help Alligator Sword, help Nimble Mamogo. It would help Dark Zebra, Beast Warrior. It might be worth it. We do have some. And again, this is a very weak deck. Warrior wasn't included, was it? No, Beast Warrior only. So, yeah, we'll take it for now, just because we don't really have the best cards. All right, we're at 45 cards. I want to get this down to 40 because we have some pretty crap cards. If you watch deck construction, I apologize. I don't know why it didn't save. We don't want Slot Machine, that's for sure. We don't want Gradius at 1200 attack. That's just a bad card. I don't want Chain Destruction. These are all cards that we talked about in the original. So we need to get rid of 2 more cards. Looking at this, let's put this back into attack. Honestly, we have such a crappy fusion monster. I really wanted to use the fusion, like just at least show it in this, but it's just, I really don't like that card. I'm thinking if there's another route, because I really want to get rid of the baby dragons. I don't really like baby dragon. Backup soldier's not good either. There are some other routes we can go here that we don't really necessarily need to. We'll let the fusion go for 1 more turn. We'll get rid of the backup soldier. Don't really need that. And because I don't really have the other Nimble Mamogas, this card is kind of pointless. It does increase your life points by 1,000, but that's nothing. If I had other Nimble Mamogas, I would consider keeping it, but that's fine. So that gives us down to 40. So we will back out of this. I go back into deck construction. Yeah, it saved at 40 that time. Not sure why it didn't save that time. So, all right, let's look at our card list now. We are at 40 of 350, so 11.4%. So we are making some progress. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos Joey the Passion. Come back for some more. If you enjoyed this, consider leaving a like or subscribing. I just hope you had fun and you actually watched it. That's really my goal. So you don't have to like it. You don't have to subscribe. But hey, if you want to, by all means. So, all right, later.